Next, we're going to share some best practices for appointment setting. And when working on an appointment setting campaign, you must begin with a great pitch and or call script. And that information will be derived from your value proposition and key differentiators. What do we mean by that? Well, your value proposition is trucking insurance is all we do. It's all we've ever done. We know everything about trucking insurance. Your key differentiators might be things like we own our own claims adjusting company that works with truckers. We have a partner who owns his own trucking company. It might be we have an exclusive market in the state of Michigan, or we have an exclusive service in the state of Texas. It's not things like we've been in business forever, and it's not things like we have all the markets, and it's not we have the best service people, because that's what everybody says. And whether it's true or not, it's not unique and won't be a key differentiator that can support your value proposition. It also must be succinct. I just spent a lot of time sharing a lot of information, but if you have a professional appointment setter reach out to one of your prospects, they only have 15, 20, 30 seconds at the absolute most to get this person's attention and get them interested in what you have to say. So that pitch must also include a clear call to action. Would you like to learn more by meeting with our CEO next week? Would you like to learn more by meeting with Alan Bloom Tuesday at 2 o'clock? That caller must also be articulate and well-trained. They need to be conversant in what they're talking about, the insurance programs that they're trying to sell to the types of prospects that they're trying to sell to, and they must understand your agency's value proposition and key differentiators deeply through the training that they've received. They also need to be prepared with answers to all the common FAQs. When somebody asks them a question, well, who else do they work with in the area? Or what markets do they typically write people with? People need FAQs at the ready on their screen when they're making these calls so that they can quickly answer, intelligently answer, and share correct information. And last but not least, arguably the most important part of an effective appointment setting campaign is a rock-solid, tight lead handling process. What happens when a lead comes in from your marketing company or from your appointment setter? What do the producers or service people or account managers or whoever do with that lead? How do they follow up on it? How do they ensure that they optimize that opportunity and make the appointment stick? Alan, what can you share about lead handling and appointment setting best practices?
Well, I think you're exactly right, John. I think the last point, the lead handling process, is not only critical, it's an area that many agencies don't spend a lot of time on, or just doesn't get sufficient bandwidth from the agency executives. And that might even be very senior producers. I'll separate this into new producers and senior producers. So to me, a lead handling process begins with a telephone appointment has been set up, a web meeting appointment has been set up, an on-site meeting appointment has been set up for you. Here it is. What happens with it now? You could even have rules. We take on-site meetings no sooner than a week out. We take phone call meetings no sooner than 4 days out. The process is this: the producer looks up the information in their database, gets the size of the account, determines what the coverages are, who's insuring them. Have we talked to them before? And he or she qualifies that prospect. Then immediately an Outlook invitation is sent. I'll say that again. An Outlook invitation is sent. I'm constantly amazed how many producers don't do that right away. They don't have a formal Outlook invitation sent, and as a matter of fact, they should also send up a follow-up email with a little information about the agency, particularly effective the day before the appointment. Look forward to talking to you, 12 o'clock tomorrow. By the way, here's our agency brochure. E-brochure, technically. So spend time. Now, every appointment should be in a list, a master list. We call it a rolling report, rolling appointment list, so that you can go back, if you've been doing this for a year, and say we've had 147 appointments over the course of the year. How many of those made it into the pipeline? How many of those have closed? Then you can determine your ROI.